The river brought the men. Each year, when the Nile rose and swallowed the fields, a season the ancient Egyptians called a boats arrived at the limestone quay below the Giza plateau. They came from villages all up and down the land of Canaan, carrying farmers, craftsmen, and laborers who couldn't work their flooded land. It's a common myth that they were slaves. They were corvée workers, fulfilling their civic duty to their king. Among them was a young man named Nefer. He had never seen anything like Giza. Beyond the rising silhouette of the pyramid stood a bustling city made of mud brick houses, bakeries, breweries, and huge granaries. Smoke drifted from countless ovens. Day and night. Nefer quickly learned this wasn't chaos. It was a masterpiece of organization. Every worker belonged to a gang, a team of about 200 men. These gangs had names proudly scratched into the stone blocks. The Friends of Khufu, the Drunkards of Men. Pride mattered here. A man worked harder when he knew his team's name would endure for eternity. Nefer was assigned to a hauling crew. The massive limestone blocks were cut from nearby quarries. Workers used copper chisels, heavy stone hammers, and wooden wedges that they soaked with water, causing them to expand and split the rock cleanly. Each block weighed as much as 2 or 3 oxen. Nefer and his crew hauled them on large wooden sledges. They had a clever trick. They poured water onto the sand right in front of the sled to reduce friction. It was a simple but brilliant piece of engineering. The sun was relentless. Muscles ached. Overseers shouted, not with whips, but with urgency. Every stone had its designated place, and any delay threatened the entire project's divine schedule. At midday, horns would sound for a break. Workers ate bread, dried fish, sweet dates, and onions. Beer, considered a staple of the diet, flowed freely. It was rationed, but plentiful. This work was brutal, but it wasn't careless. Injured men weren't just discarded. Broken bones were treated, and men who couldn't perform heavy labor were reassigned to other tasks. The pyramid rose slowly, layer by massive layer. Ramps, whether straight, zigzagging, or spiraling, were built from mud brick and rubble. As the pyramid grew taller, these ramps were dismantled and rebuilt at higher levels. From where Nefer stood, he could never see the whole shape. It was always just a wall, always just another course of stone to be laid. Above, surveyors used simple sighting tools and the stars to check the alignment. The precision was incredible. The base had been leveled to near perfect accuracy. Any mistakes were corrected immediately, because a crooked course at the bottom would amplify into a disaster at the top. Master masons smoothed and fitted the stones so tightly that Nefer couldn't T-slide a thin reed between them. This wasn't about speed. This was about discipline. At night, priests would walk among the workers, offering prayers and burning incense. To them, the pyramid wasn't just a tomb. It was a machine of eternity, a sacred structure designed to transform King Khufu from a mortal ruler into an immortal god. Nefer didn't fully understand the complex theology, but he understood the core idea. If the king lived forever, then Kemet, their civilization, would also endure. That belief gave their labor a profound purpose. Nefer grew stronger and older. He'd return home during the farming season, then come back to Giza when the floodwaters rose again. Season after season, the pyramid climbed toward the sky. Men died, children were born, and stone after stone was set in its place. Near the end of the project, something truly special arrived. Fine, white limestone from the Tura quarries was brought by boat. This was the casing stone. When placed on the pyramid's exterior, it gleamed in the sun, reflecting light so brightly that travelers could see it from miles away, like a star on the horizon. Finally, the day came when the last stone, the pyramidion, was lifted into place with great ceremony. A massive cheer echoed across the entire plateau. Nefer never set foot inside the burial chambers. That honor was reserved for priests and the project's architects. When his service was done, he returned to his village, his body marked by scars, but also by immense strength. He lived long enough to tell his grandchildren, "I helped raise the horizon of Khufu. The Great Pyramid still stands today because it was built by thousands of skilled hands, organized by brilliant minds, and powered by a civilization that believed order could conquer time itself." That is the truth carved into its very stones. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this journey back in time, please like and subscribe for more stories from history.